It's kind of a call and response. Here we go. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, let me love. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, let me live. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, back to the beginning. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a, oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in holy, holy way. Yeah. All these reminders are good, so good. So this is another one often done in agape churches, and it's kind of fun, and it's so true. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me, right? It starts here. So as we sing this, got the words up there, if you're comfortable, you can look at other people too. Or you can close your eyes, feel yourself, right? And imagine somebody that maybe you need to sing it to this morning. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much,
Thank you, Heather and everyone. What a beautiful opening song. My name is Deborah Perdue, and I'm a licensed practitioner here. And it is my joy to welcome you all and to those on Zoom as well. I'm sitting in for Rev Steve today doing the announcements, etc., as he is at Asilomar, a very magical place. It's well-deserved time off for him, and I know he and all there will have a joyful, amazing time. Reverend Stephanie Clark will be speaking today, and I'm sure it will be a sparkling, inspiring talk. If you are new here, a big welcome. This is a very loving, open community, as you will find out, and I'm glad to see our beautiful regulars as well. And if you're here for the first time, will you please raise your hand because we have a gift for you? Oh, quite a few, yay. Are there welcome packets back there? While she's doing that, let's read the vision statement together. We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. And it's time for our announcements. We'll have to get rain check on the welcome packets. We don't have any ready right this minute. Yeah, come back again. Good idea. So it's time for our announcements. And I want to say that we usually have spiritual classes galore, and we will in the fall. But right now it's a little bit quieter, but there are things happening. So one thing, there we go. Sacred service prayer. We joyfully see individuals stepping forward in sacred service, excited to support our community in the kitchen and in the bookstore and with greeting and ushering and bringing flowers. We know this service will be ongoing and consistent, bringing reciprocal joy and spiritual nourishment to all who give. If you feel the need to serve, please connect with Nedra Hiller or Lori Levine for the kitchen. I think Nedra's in the kitchen. And Marie Battelle for the bookstore. Marie, will you raise your hand? There she is.
I'm getting our room.
Okay. And talk to me for usher and greeter positions and to bring flowers. And those usher and greeter and flower positions are just once a month. And we'd love to have you serve in that way. Community gifts. In June, we gave to the Canine Angels locally. And in July, to Hearts with a Mission. And our monthly tithe to home office has been increased by the Board of Trustees vote. And in June, we gave a $100 tithe. So I'm really glad we're supporting them more than we were. So that's awesome. You can become a member of the Grants Pass CSL. If you're not already a member, we invite you to join our spiritual community. Membership is a wonderful way to deepen your connection, grow in spiritual practice, and support our shared vision. The membership applications are available in the seat backs in front of you or online at grantspasscsl.org. We'd love to welcome you. Moving into Gratitude Circle is facilitated by me, and the next one is Sunday, July 27th, 12:15 to 1 p.m. at the LEC. We provide you with powerful tips and tools each month to help you make gratitude your superpower. And together we explore the Daily Gratitude Reflections Volume 2, designed to inspire more thankfulness and more peace, joy, and abundance into your life. Please join us, and all are welcome, and brand new people are welcome too. We started in 2025, but go ahead and join us next Sunday. You're invited to our next quarterly forum meeting. Join us as the Board of Trustees presents, updates, answers questions, and shares our quarterly report with the congregation. Your presence matters. A quorum of members is needed to conduct official business. This one will be August 10th at 12 p.m. in the main sanctuary. Let your voice be heard and your presence felt, and we look forward to seeing you there. This one sounds fun and is brand new. Karaoke LEC Roof Fundraiser. That's Friday, August 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. Join us for a fun-filled evening of music, laughter, and community as we raise funds for the LEC roof. The LEC building's over there, if you guys don't know. Karaoke will be hosted by Scott Big Red Cox, our very own professional karaoke host and lead singer of Reverend Steve's band Full Moon Project. Potluck dinner, bring your favorite dish to share. Sign-up sheets will soon be available at the back. Whether you love to sing or just want to support a good cause, this is the perfect night to come together and sing your heart out. All are welcome. Bring your friends. Our ongoing events are each Sunday we have a book study from 9 to 9:45 a.m. in the LIC. Presently, we are studying this thing called You, a wonderful deep book by Ernest Holmes. All are welcome. And after that, from 9:50 to 10:05, the practitioners offer a silent meditation in the LEC. If you come in late, please be very quiet so as not to interrupt the meditators. And a couple more. Oh, she gave me this book because in the bookstore, this one, A New Design for Living by Ernest Holmes, is available, and I believe you're giving 20% discount today. Let's see. The flowers today, there's 3 bouquets. They're from Bucky. Thank you, Bucky. And a reminder about cell phones. Please silent your cell phones so that we can not get interrupted by God, as Reverend Steve always says. Before we sing together, let's turn to our neighbors and greet them in however it feels good and right to you. Go ahead and stand and then greet, and then we'll sing the song.
Nice to see you, Rika.
All right, let's sing We Are One. If you're comfortable, grab a hand of someone next to you. If you are new to the church, you'll see we have dogs that bark right on cue. Like Tapatu and other dogs. It's very neat.
Good morning. I'm Bucky, one of the practitioners here at the Spiritual Center, and I'm thrilled to be on the podium as your practitioner today. And please read with me the gratitude on the screen. I am so grateful for boundaries that foster growth, connection, and well-being. It's wonderful. Thank you for being part of this community, whether you've been here for a long time or this is your first time. We are prayers. That's what we do here. So, practitioners are blessed and honored to pray with and for you. If you have a prayer request, there's a little yellow sheet inside the seat pockets, and you can fill that out if you're a written type person. If you'd rather do it more electronically on our website, you can go to grantspasscsl.org and fill out a prayer request there. And we know that as we hold you in prayer, your prayers are answered, always. Whatever is on our hearts, we carry forward and we share with each other. So when you have that demonstration, when that prayer gets answered somehow, whether it's what you're thinking of or what Spirit has in mind for you, we'd love to know it. So fill out the little blue form that's also in the seat back, or go on the web and tell us. We love to celebrate how Spirit shows up in each of our lives. We also have a moment of prayer with you available after the service, Minute Miracle. So if you would like to have a one-on-one prayer, please see Paula Peterson. She is holding the high watch at the back table here today for our service, knowing divine presence is always with us. And she can either pray with you herself, or if she's busy, she will direct you to myself or who else is available today. Deborah and Janice are here as well as Paula. So don't go without a prayer. It's here for you. We are here for you. There's more information about what a practitioner does, too. It's on this little yellow sheet, and we have phone numbers so you can call us if you need to have a phone call. So we're there for you. Let's read the prayer together. I am learning to say a wholehearted yes and a wholehearted no. I know that healthy boundaries are a wonderful way of taking care of myself. Let's sing I Am Loved together. Remain seated. This week, there was a special remembrance. People across the United States gathered at more than 1,500 marches and rallies to honor the legacy of the late Congressman John Lewis, a lifelong champion of voting rights and non-violent civil disobedience. The good trouble lives on. Day of Action marked the 5th anniversary of Lewis's passing. and echoed his famous call to get into good trouble, necessary trouble, for the sake of justice. Lewis represented Georgia in Congress for over 3 decades, and he rose to national prominence through his leadership in the civil rights movement, including the historic 1965 Selma to Montgomery March, where he was brutally beaten on the Edward Pettus Bridge. Just a very young man. His words and witness continue to inspire a generation of activists, and Thursday's demonstrations were backed by dozens of advocacy and civil rights groups committed to advancing his legacy. Good trouble has come to mean peaceful resistance against unjust systems, the moral courage to speak out, even in the face of risk, and the kind of civil disobedience modeled by Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Not rebellion for its own sake, but disruption in service of compassion, fairness, and progress. John Lewis's life reminds us that faith is not passive. It moves, marches, and speaks truth to power. The good trouble he champions wasn't just political action. It was sacred action, rooted in love and nonviolence. It calls to each of us to rise beyond comfort and into courage, to disturb the status quo when justice is denied, and to see protest not as chaos, but as a form of prayer in action. In spiritual terms, good trouble is the soul's refusal to remain silent in the face of suffering. It's what the prophets did when they cried out in the wilderness. It is what Jesus did when he turned over tables in the temple. And it is what we are called to do, each in our own way, when we see injustice and feel the Spirit stir within us. May we, too, be brave enough to get into good trouble, trusting that holy disruption can make way for healing and renewal. As John was quoted so famously, never, ever be afraid to make some noise and get into good trouble, necessary trouble. And in Isaiah 1:17, the quote from the Bible is, learn to do right, seek justice. And before I close, I just have to reflect a moment on the flowers. The flowers around the podium are ones that I have been given, beautifully arranged by my friend Julie Bickle. And her generosity inspired my last podium comments. There was an English gardener that tended his yard for over 3 decades and opened it to the public every summer. And what began as his personal passion, kind of like what we do here at the Spiritual Center in our yard, and I'm so grateful for everyone who shows up to help take care of our ground. He made this whole thing blossom into this amazing community event, and he raised more than $500,000 for local charities, providing beauty with generosity and a little dirt under the nails, proving that a lot of that can go a long way. So now my friend here in Grants Pass doesn't open her gardens to the public, but she generously grows and shares her flowers with all who enjoy their amazing and colorful beauty. Julie brings joy to so many, and I'm so thankful for her friendship and how she shares her bounty with me, and I can share it with you. So, gardens inspire. They inspire me. I hope they inspire you. to remember that a garden is never just a garden. It's a slow, patient act of faith, demonstrating that what we tend in love will one day bloom. That's that hope. That's that reason that we have hope. It's a slow, patient act of faith. So just like the guy in England proved that he had this quiet resolution, holding this sacred truth, he turned his soil into a sanctuary, petals into purpose, and his ripples came out throughout his community, raising the quality of life for everyone in his community. So remember that the most generous ministries begin not in public pulpits, but in backyards with a trowel in hand and hope in the heart. So let's go into a little time of meditation here and be reflecting on the principles of gardening, where seeds are given something to work against as they are pressed into the soil. They stay shallow and undeveloped if they aren't pressed down. So as the plant is pressed down, it develops stronger roots, and the sprout works hard to support its drive upward as each one of us lift each other up. As we return to the room, remembering that we are the change we seek in the world. One flower, one act of kindness, one act that restores justice, equity, and fairness at a time. I know this service is perfectly blessed as we move forward to receive Reverend Stephanie's beautiful message and are lifted up for our beautiful music. Knowing this truth, I affirm it. It is so, and together we say, and so it is.
See, I told you.
Okay.
Blessed be.
So let's have some special music, huh?
Special music.
May we remember that garden they say we all come from, in that place where the mother and the father and the mind and the heart all are one. And that's my favorite part of this song I'm going to share with you. It's about a year old. I think I shared it with you a couple months ago here. And it was first written, born from frustration with a particular person. And when I was thinking about the topic of boundaries and our yeses and nos and what Reverend Stephanie is exploring with us today, I thought, why does it get so hard sometimes to say yes or no? Why does it get so sticky and crunchy? And for me, I think it's because I think that that person needs my truth, or I need something from them. And it all stems from this lack of faith, right? And trust that we all come from and go to the same place, and that we're connected to God always. But we have this thing called free will. And it's okay to say yes or no. Your world is smaller than mine. You don't choose the spaces. You prefer the lines that drive a wedge between your heart and mine. All the lights so wide. place where the mother and the father and the mind and the heart are one. You don't have to choose, 'cause there's no winner or loser, or the web will come undone, undone, undone. It's all of one, all of You're God in quiet disguise, only in the right ways. The rules you find, and what am I? A challenge to your demons inside. Oh, this fighting, oh why? And I remember that garden they say we all come from, place where the mother and the father and the mind and the heart all are one. You don't have to choose, 'cause there's no winner or loser, or the web will come undone, undone, undone. Go a little closer. Tell me your secrets and I'll tell you mine. Feel what lies between us. How little me and you and you and me inside this night. This light inside the light, you and I. In this light, sing that together. This light, this light inside the light, this light inside the light, you and I, you and I, in this light, in this light, this light, this light inside the light, this light inside the light, you and I, you and I, in this light, in this light, in this light. One more time. In this light. Let's all tone home together. Deep breath. Back to that place. Deep breath. Two more. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather Hutton. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you, Tapatu. So it's my utmost pleasure to introduce Reverend Stephanie Clark today. She is my friend, and I've known her for about 5 years. Yeah. When she moved to the Rogue Valley, and I get to do social things with her and her husband, Jim Hatton, who's here today. I've known Jim since I moved here 25 years ago, and he was one of my teachers as I studied to be a practitioner. Back to Rev Steph. As you will see and hear, she is fun, funny, and also speaks deep wisdom from the heart. She's known as the Irreverent Reverend because she loves to talk about sex in church. In 2000, she founded Soul Home, the first New Thought multiracial ministry in South Africa, dedicated to healing the wounds of apartheid. She currently serves as the staff minister at CSL Rogue Valley, Oregon, and she's an international speaker, a spiritual coach, and an accomplished author. Her books will be available for sale after the service today, including her new one, which sounds amazing, Miracle Making, How to Pray the Affirmative Way in 5 Easy Steps. So let's welcome Reverend Steph.
Good morning. So how do I do this? I got it. Okay. Good. Oh, thanks, Heather. Great. Thank you. No, it's perfect. Yeah. Good. All right. So I want to ask you to help me with something. I want to make sure that I'm heard, and I'm going to be. Sometimes I turn my head, then you can't hear me, right? Sometimes I look down, then you can't hear me so well. So if you can't hear me, can you just do a big wave? Let's practice. You can't hear me? Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, good. I like that. Thank you. Yeah. So let me just move this here. So thank you, first of all, to Deborah for that lovely introduction. And also thank you to Rev Steve for allowing me to guest speak today. It's an honor. And thank you to Heather Hutton. What an amazing singer, performer, composer. Thank you. You know, when the music is good, like it is today, then the talk is almost like an add-on. So thank you, Heather. And so my intention today, and I hope you'll join with me, is to build awareness and grow in our conviction that boundaries actually support spiritual growth. It's a good thing to have boundaries. Are you willing to join with me in that intention? That's what we're about today. So I'm going to start with some humor, because there's often a lot of truth in humor. All right. I finally set a boundary with my cat. I told her to stop waking me up at 5 a.m. She respected it. She switched to 4:45 a.m. Someone asked me last week if I was free on Saturday. I said no. Actually, I'm expensive. And I'm booked with myself. Someone taught me to say that one time. If people ask me out, they wanted me to do things for them, I just have to say, no, I have another appointment. And the appointment is with myself, and they don't need to know that. I used to think setting a boundary was unspiritual. How many people used to think setting a boundary was unspiritual? Yeah. Now I realize it's just advanced metaphysics. I'm not resisting evil. I'm just unavailable for nonsense. I told someone I couldn't help them move this weekend. They said, "That's not very spiritual of you." I said, "Neither is me pulling a muscle and resenting you for 3 weeks." You like that one? My new spiritual mantra. Do you say mantra or mantra? Okay, I say mantra. My new spiritual mantra is, "That's not mine. Try it." It works great for gossip. It works great for guilt. And it especially works great for group texts. Group texts. Don't like them. I used to say yes to everything. Now I pause, I breathe, and I ask, is this a divine assignment or just a trap with snacks? I read a meme that said, "No is a complete sentence." I printed it out, framed it, and I put it on my front door. Setting boundaries is like updating your phone settings. At first, it's annoying, but then your battery lasts much longer. Even God rested on the seventh day. That's not laziness. That's cosmic boundary setting. Cool, huh? I know my sister converted to Orthodox Judaism, and every Saturday, no matter what, she rests. She sits by the pool, she reads a novel, she doesn't do anything. The rest of her life is super, super busy. She has a lower functioning child and very, very busy life, but that Saturday is set aside for rest, and I wish I could set aside a whole day for rest. Anyone here manage that? It's tricky if you're a practitioner and Sunday, the typical day of rest is a day in church and day of service. Yeah. So let's define boundaries. I'm just can I get some help to move this up? It feels like it's a little low for me. That's it. I could use this too. Yeah. Thank you. That's much better. Thanks. No, it's not. I'm going to do this like this. Then I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy now. Thanks. Yeah. All right. So let's define boundaries. They are the sacred agreements that we make with ourselves and with others about how we will be treated and how we will show up with love, with truth, and integrity in every area of our life. And I like to think of it as the spiritual fence around your inner garden. It's not to keep love out, but to protect the soil from being trampled. So I asked earlier, how many people used to think that it's not spiritual to set a boundary? That I should be, thank you for the honesty, that I should be ever loving, ever kind, ever giving. If I was truly a spiritual being worth my salt, I would just be ultimately available to everyone all of the time. And that's how people would know that I'm so spiritual too. So that's not true. At the level of the infinite, invisible, the non-physical, yes, we are infinite, inexhaustible, everlasting energy and supply. We are that at the infinite, invisible, non-physical level. But at the human level, we're not. We've got limits. And if I think that it's spiritual to deny my limits, then I'm actually hurting myself. Another reason that people are afraid of setting boundaries is that they don't want to appear needy. Has anyone ever been afraid of appearing needy to others? I'm putting my hand up. I think I'm not the only one. Right, thank you. Thank you for the honesty. So if I'm afraid that if I'm needy, that people will reject me. If I appear to be needy, if I appear to have needs at all, then I'll be rejected. And that's not necessarily true, but if you've ever been around a needy person, what are they needy for? They're needing to fill up the inner void and trying to get it filled up with outside resources, and that's never going to work. The other misunderstanding is that my needs are a burden. Can you be honest with me and tell me if you've ever felt your needs are a burden? So yeah, that's what stops us asking for help. So I'm really working with that. As you see, I'm asking for help with the microphone, and I'm doing my best to ask for what I need so that I can give my best up here. And some of you that were raised, as I was, in a trauma-based alcoholic home, anyone want to share that? Okay, thank you. I'm glad to have friends here. We learn very quickly that we have to orient our entire attention on the person that's being abusive, the person that's drinking. We don't have much space for getting our own needs met, and we quickly learn that if we try to ask for our own needs to be met, we'll be pushed aside because the person who's doing the abuse or doing the drinking is the one that's claiming all the attention and energy in the home. Plus, in a home like that, none of us really got good modeling of healthy boundaries. With all of the emotional dishonesty that was going on, there was no one there that could set good boundaries and have clear consequences. And then in the absence of good boundaries, in the absence of emotional honesty, my best coping mechanism was to just absent myself. So I would go to my room. Anyone relate to that? Just isolating, like I can't cope with what's going on here. I'm just going to remove myself from these circumstances. That was my best attempt at a boundary. But then I withdrew from life, actually, and that's not healthy, but it was my best coping mechanism at the time. And if we don't have the opportunity to set boundaries, and we do feel like, excuse me, that our boundaries are being violated all the time, then what comes up is rage, resentment, and if you say yes when you really mean no, you're going to end up getting drained. And I don't know about you, but my suppression of rage and resentment inside myself led to alcohol abuse, because drinking the alcohol was my way of suppressing and not feeling the rage and the resentment that was bubbling up all the time inside me. And I didn't have language to express it in a healthy, clean way. So anyone here can admit to being, or no, let's put it in the past tense. Anyone here can admit to, in the past, being a yes machine. Always saying yes, no matter what. Even when in your heart it was a no, and your whole body was screaming no, because our bodies let us know. Our bodies give us the instant feedback if it's a yes or a no. And when it's a no and we ignore it and we override it, resentment is the only way forward. And I know for myself as a minister in South Africa, Deborah introduced me and told you that I started the first multiracial church in South Africa. It was a very, very stressful time. As a white woman, I was a target, and it's scary to live there. And I started a church pretty much from scratch, so it was full-time, 24/7. And I really believed that I had to be available for everybody's needs. I thought that's what a pastor does, that's what a minister does. And many ministers do that. And in the more traditional church settings, they are supported financially by their parent organization. But you may or may not know that in CSL, every minister generates their own income or generates their own giving from the community. So there's no mummy, daddy, God, or no mummy, daddy organization handing us a salary or an income. But nevertheless, without an income, without a salary, I still thought I have to be available for everybody. And I was busy. I was teaching. I was planning a service every Sunday. And then, you know what? The inconvenience of it all, someone in my community would go and die. And then I got a call to do a memorial service. Like, oh no, I planned the whole week, and someone's now asking me to do a memorial, which is, if any of you, who's done a memorial here? Some of the practitioners might have done that, yeah. You probably know it's a massive input of energy, because I interview the family, I'm dealing with all their grief, and I'm wanting them to share their story of the loved one who's passed so that I can create a beautiful memorial service that's really personalized. And then when they leave the appointment, then I'm tuning in and just asking, what do I need to say? What music do we need here? And then I do the service, and I'm carrying all the grief of everyone in the service, not just for the person who died, but for everyone else in their life who died in the past that they're now tapping into. So you can imagine, it's heavy duty, and so that on top of an already full schedule. But I never said no. I never said no. I never said, you know, I can't fit it in this week. Can we do it next week? I always jumped to try and help and serve the family and give them the closure that they were longing for as soon as I could. So my bad, and I didn't realize that I was not having any boundaries. And then after about 3 years, I started to have a nervous breakdown, because I couldn't keep going. I was not superhuman, and I thought that I was. You know, I believed that I could keep going, and I really couldn't. And now it's really different, just so you know. You don't have to take care of me. I'm a CSL minister at Rogue Valley, and I can say no. It's so full. I can say no, and my hand wants to go up if anyone asks for, you know, can someone lead the visioning? Can someone, no. My hand wants to go up, but I still say no. And I'm so grateful that I say no. And no one dies. No one suffers. And I win because I say no, and I take care of myself, and then everybody else wins too. Let's see. So has anyone studied nonviolent communication or heard of Marshall Rosenberg? Oh, quite a few of you here. That's great. So he would say that our needs we have universal human needs. And our needs are not a burden. Our needs are the expression of our life energy. How interesting. So needs have had bad rap in our culture, but actually they're an expression of life energy. And he said you can tell when a need is being met because you feel peaceful, you feel joyful, you feel strong, you feel good about yourself, good about life. That's when your needs are being met. If your needs are not being met, you get the inner communication. You feel resentful, you feel angry, you feel tired, you feel hopeless, you feel defeated, you feel rage. So the so-called negative feelings are your barometer or your indicator that you have a need that's not being met. And I want you to just listen to some of the needs that Marshall Rosenberg came up with that are universal human needs. And it's fine to have all of them. It's quite a long list here. I'm not going to read all of them, but just ask you to shut your eyes and see if you relate to any of these as needs in your own life. So we all have a need for connection. And under connection, the list of needs includes acceptance, affection, appreciation, belonging, cooperation, communication, closeness, community, companionship, compassion, consideration, consistency, empathy, inclusion, intimacy, love, mutuality, nurturing, respect, safety, security, stability, support, to know and be known, to see and be seen, to understand and to be understood, trust and warmth. Okay, we have needs for physical well-being. We need air, food, rest, sleep, sexual expression. There, I got it in. Touch and water. And honesty. We need authenticity. We need integrity. We need presence. We need play. We need joy. We need humor and peace, beauty, communion, ease, equality, harmony, inspiration, order. We need autonomy, choice, freedom, independence, space, spontaneity. And we need meaning, awareness, the celebration of life, challenge, clarity, competence, consciousness, contribution, creativity, discovery, efficacy, effectiveness, growth, hope, learning, mourning, participation, purpose, self-expression, stimulation. We need to matter. Thank you. Long list. But a holy list, huh? A holy list of needs that are perfectly valid, perfectly viable, and all universal. Every human being has all of these needs. And what I discovered when I studied with Marshall Rosenberg, I got to do a 10-day intensive, that I am, you are, we are a fountain of constant needs. Just like a fountain. It's from one moment to the next, there's a new need. And it's our job and our responsibility to gauge how we're feeling so that we can, if we're not feeling great, then we know there's a need not being met. If we're feeling fine, we know that a need is being met. And this is constant. And no one else is responsible for meeting my needs. So if I have a need, I'm empowered to ask or make a request, would you be willing, so I have a need for love and connection. So then I can ask, would you be willing to listen to me for 10 minutes while I share with you something that's on my heart? So the other person can say yes or no. And the other person should know that whether they say yes or no, that I love them just the same. Then it's truly a request. If it's like, you need to sit down and listen to me because I want to feel connected and loved, that's a demand, and then the other person might say yes, but you know they're doing it because they feel afraid of the consequences if they say no. Or they'll say no to you, but then there'll be friction in the relationship. So it's a tricky one. So a clear request, the other person knows that their yes or their no will be met by love, met with love from me. So, excuse me, I've just got to find the rest of my notes now. I brought so much paper. All right, so I want to give you 3 scenarios of boundary failures and see if you relate to any of them. So you're hosting a dinner party, you asked for help, and when no one offered, you said, "Oh, don't worry, I've got it." And then you slowly unravel. No, don't get up. I love doing everything myself. Really, it brings me great joy to cook for 8 people and clean up the hurricane in my kitchen while you all just sit there and drink your wine and talk about Reiki sessions. Please, just sit there. It's fine. I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. And then you go into the kitchen. Why can't those people help me? Why can't they see I'm struggling and suffering? And they can't. They can't see it because you're over-functioning and you're giving them permission to under-function. So if we don't set a boundary, then other people cannot be blamed for doing what makes them happy, which is drink wine and talk about the Reiki sessions in this particular case. So we have another scenario now. Your roommate always leaves dishes in the sink. Someone's had that roommate. You never say anything directly. Instead, you leave hints. And you rehearse imaginary conversations in the shower. So the hint would look like a sticky note on the fridge with the words, "Some of us prefer a clean kitchen." And then you're in the shower. Well, you're washing your hair. Some people respect shared space, and some people weren't raised by wolves. But then you don't speak honestly to your roommate. You just say, "No, it's fine, take your time, no problem, dishes in the sink, no problem." So you're not honest. And that's when the situation continues and there's no resolution. And you can't express a boundary through a post-it note, a sigh, or sarcasm. None of those work. You might try it, but they don't work, because then you're expecting people to guess what's going on. And that's not their job. It's your job to tell them what's going on. All right, third one. They should just know. So you're exhausted from always being the one to help. You gave your friend a ride, you lent her money, you babysat her dog, and now she forgot your birthday. So this is your inner dialogue. Unbelievable. After everything I've done for her. I mean, I didn't ask for a parade on my birthday. Just maybe a text or maybe a cake or a small aircraft flying a birthday banner. People are just so inconsiderate. Honestly, I don't ask for much. I just bend over backwards, I cancel my plans, I rearrange my life for everyone. Is that so wrong? I'm just a naturally giving person who's actually dying inside. Yeah, that's the spiritual misunderstanding about the one who's always giving. And when we assume that people should just know what we need, we set them up to fail, and we set ourselves up for disappointment. So a boundary is saying what you need, not silently auditioning for sainthood. Okay.
What happens when that doesn't work?
When you don't get the aircraft with the birthday banner.
Well, no, when they keep making the mess in one ear out the other.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a lesson I learned from my spiritual teacher, my first teacher in South Africa. She said, you get to determine what happens in your space. So if you set the boundary and people violate it, they disrespect it, then it depends how much you care about the relationship or how important the relationship is to you. You might try again. And if they continue to violate the boundary, then you can say, I've told you about my boundary, I've asked you to respect it, I can see that you're not, and therefore I'm going to remove myself from this relationship. You can be really clear about that. And that may wake them up and it may not, and they may look for somebody else to be in a codependent relationship with, but that's none of your business. You've said what's important for you, and then you move on without carrying that baggage around with you. So with those three scenarios I just gave you, I just want to admit that I can be all three in the same day. I can be resentful. I can expect people to know what I need and want, and I can do all the things and hope that someone notices how much I'm suffering. Thank God there's some awareness now, and that's how I want to segue into how do you set a boundary. So you haven't had good role models about boundaries, you haven't had practice at setting boundaries, you know what it feels like to have boundaries violated, but maybe you haven't got the language to say how you feel. So the first step, so I'm going to give you 3 steps. The first step is awareness. Awareness. So as I mentioned before, if you're having some uncomfortable feelings, and it's highly likely that there's a need that's not being met and a boundary that hasn't been set. So step 1, be aware. Be aware that those uncomfortable feelings are a message to you to help you begin to set a boundary. Step number 2, you take a look. What is the need that's not being met here? And I gave you a long list of Marshall Rosenberg's, his list of needs. So it could be any one of those needs or a number of those needs. I just want to share a quick story about that. One time in South Africa, I was asked to speak at a church quite a long way from where I lived, and my car was in the shop being repaired. And I called my ex-boyfriend to ask him to give me a ride to this church and listen to me speak. And what I really wanted, I wanted to manipulate him and have him give me a ride so that we could talk and chat and connect and get back into a relationship. And God bless him, he had really good boundaries. He said no. He must have intuited what I was really after, under the guise of I need a lift to go to church. So I just got clear, like, what is it that I need? Okay, I need transportation, and it doesn't really matter who gives me the ride. I just need to get to this church. That's my intention. So Marshall Rosenberg says, as soon as you get clear on the need, 10,000 possible strategies can show up, meaning an infinite number. So as soon as you're clear on the need, then your creative brain goes into action on how you can get the need met. So I began calling some people in my community who I would then ask for a ride. And the first person I called picked up the phone. That never happens, right? When you usually have to leave a message. But she picked up the phone, and I said, I want to ask you if you'd give me a ride to church next Sunday to speak. And she said, oh, I'd be happy to. And on the way, she said, thank you so much for asking me, because I've been wanting to have some one-on-one time with you, and this was the perfect situation where we could ride together for half an hour and then half an hour on the way home. And Marshall Rosenberg says that too, that there's nothing that we love more than to meet another person's need when it's free choice. So he said, if you're traveling and you go to you're invited to someone's house for dinner and they cook you a lovely meal, just enjoy the meal. And that meets their need to contribute to life and to nurture. And it meets your need to have food and sustenance. So when both needs are met in rapport, magic. That's when we really know that we're one. So step 2 is become aware of the need that hasn't been met. And then start practicing some new language to get that need met. And also be aware that when you start practicing the new language and you actually use it with the person that you're setting the boundary with, you're going to feel really uncomfortable. And feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. It means, oh, this is something new. This is a spiritual growth spurt. I'm feeling uncomfortable because I'm stretching my spiritual muscles and I'm doing something I've never done before. So I'm going to give you some language that you can use in step 3. You can say, actually, I prefer to. If somebody asks you to do something and you don't really want to do it, say, actually, I prefer to. So somebody says, can you do this piece of work for me today? And you say, well, actually, I prefer to do it tomorrow because I have other things going on today. Or you can say, can we look at some other options so that I can help you with your request? Can we look at some other options so I'm not having to do it exactly the way you say it right here, right now? And the other one is, which is so good, let me think about it and get back to you. That's a good one, isn't it? Let me think about it and get back to you. You don't have to say yes or no right away. You can think about it and get back to them. And Jesus said, Let your yea be yea, and let your nay be nay. That's what he means. Let your yes be a clear yes, let your no be a clear no, and everybody wins. So when we waffle and we say, well, I guess I could, and we create confusion for ourselves and others. And your spirit does not speak in mixed signals. It speaks clearly. It speaks with one voice. And boundaries are rooted in clarity. They're a form of truth-telling. And truth is sacred. So when you tell the truth about what you can and can't do, when your yes is a clear yes and your no is a clear no, that's you being the best spiritual being you can be in that moment. All right, now I think I need to stop, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close up, I promise. I'm going to have you repeat something after me. So I'm going to say the first line. It's like the call and response that Heather was doing in the music. So I'm going to say, a boundary is not a wall. And then you say, it's a bridge to deeper love. All right? So a boundary is not a wall.
It's a bridge to deeper love.
Great. Next one. My needs are not selfish. They are sacred. So you say they are sacred. So my needs are not selfish.
They are sacred.
Lovely. Let my yes be yes. No be no. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Well done. Thank you. I even got applause from the dog. He barked. It's so nice. Did you notice that at the end of the prayer he barked, and then at the end of my talk he barked? Like, his timing is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and so it is. Thank you very much. That's it. And so it is. All right, I'm going to pray now. Right? Okay, so let's join in prayer. So just turning aside now from everything that we've heard here this morning, everything that we've been feeling and experiencing, everything that's been on our hearts, on our minds, including what's happening here, including what might be happening at home, in our home environment, with our family, with our friends, all of the stuff that we came here with this morning. We're just letting it go now and choosing to place our attention upon the Spirit. We're choosing, actively choosing, to become still, to go within, and to know that there's only one power, one presence, one life. It is the life of God. It is the life that I am. It is the life of everyone in this sanctuary and everyone who's watching on the live stream. It is the life that we are. We are joined in consciousness and we are moving forward together on this sacred pathway of evolution. And I speak my word for this beloved community, CSL Grants Pass. I know that each one here is a brilliant, bright light of God. Each one here is a clear mouthpiece for the truth. Each one is another way that the Spirit represents itself with power, with clarity, with ease, and with grace. And I'm declaring for each one here that from this point forth, that setting boundaries is easy and fun. Setting boundaries is effortless. Setting boundaries is the obvious way to go. I know that each one here is the mouthpiece of God and knows exactly in their hearts what to say and when to be quiet, when to speak. So I'm blessing this community and know that wherever there seems to be any sign of lack or deficit or financial issues, that the divine power of abundance just showers down in, around, and through everyone here. All financial losses are now dissolved and released, and abundance is the natural flow of being. Wherever there seems to be any kind of conflict, appearance of conflict in relationships, I'm knowing right now that love and harmony rules the day, that love and harmony, forgiveness and compassion are the very essence of each one here. And wherever there seems to be any sign of dis-ease or illness, sickness, pain, suffering in the physical body, knowing that the divine temple of God is whole and perfect and complete, and all sense of suffering or pain is now dissolved back into its native nothingness, and the divine intelligence of the Spirit knows exactly what to do to heal every single cell. I'm so grateful for the word spoken, so grateful for the truth known, so grateful for the life that is being unleashed here, the divine life of God that is being unleashed and rippling out all over, across the planet, healing everyone, lifting everyone, reminding everyone of who they really are. So I give thanks for the word spoken. I release it now into law, and I let it be. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rev Steph. Wonderful. So it's time for our prosperity affirmation that you can say with me. And it is, today I give great thanks for this wonderful community, and I give of my gifts freely and joyfully.
We are so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so grateful. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so
So I'm going to say a prayer for this offertory. I am so thankful. Thank you, God, for this generosity, for this love, and for this great outpouring of abundance. I know that it blesses this center, and this center blesses the world with all that we teach, all that we know, all that we offer. Deeply grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. So it's time for the closing song. So everybody stand. Oh, it's the peace song.
Yeah, let there be peace on earth.
That's a good idea.
He agrees, see? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family harmony. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Let's do the benediction together. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now. It's happening in my mind. In my body. And in the body of my affairs. I think it. I feel it. And I know it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Amen. Have a great week, everyone.